Ladies and gentlemen, we've had a hot weekend, 2 days of 100 degrees in my area. And, they said we would have relief today. We would be 87 degrees. I'm used to them doing this, y'all. Today's temperature is going to be 92. So, they do this all the time. They'll tell you, oh, relief 86 degrees tomorrow. And then when tomorrow come, you go look at the temperature, it's going to be in the 90s. So it's 92 degrees today. Different from 100 degrees, but we're still over 90 degrees. Um, this is a typical thing that they do when it comes down to the weather. So the heat wave relief in sight, not, well, sort of, I guess. After scorching temps blamed for several deaths, buckled roads, yes. And you will have buckled roads after so many days of being in the 90 and 100 degrees, upper 90s. So that's a typical thing. All right, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and play this video.
Scorching heat wave sweeping across the country. 4 people died in Maryland, where the temperature hit a staggering 122 degrees in Baltimore. 2 others died in Arizona and Arkansas. Rick, what's the latest on the weather?
Yeah, the 122 wasn't the actual air temperature. It was the heat index. And heat index is a real thing. It's how our body perceives the temperature and the ability for our body to cool down. You can't cool down when it's humid because the evaporation doesn't happen off your skin. We have another day of this. Take a look at the map, show you what's going on. Still excessive heat advisories in effect, heat warnings, anywhere you see that red. You'll notice it's gone across the central and northern plains, though. That's great news. A big cold front has moved through, and it's really dropped those temperatures down. You're at 64 is what you feel like in Minneapolis right now, 91 already here in New York City. We've got that line of storms, some of them severe today, across parts of Nebraska, parts of Missouri. Be ready. It's going to cause some localized flash flooding. You don't want to hear any more of the flooding across the plains, but you do have that here. This is what today looks like this afternoon. We're talking about very hot temperatures again. Get through today. Tomorrow, temps drop by around 20 degrees and things much better the remainder of this week.
Now, you heard what he said, right? It didn't drop 20 degrees for us. We're going to be 92 degrees in my state. So I don't know where it might have dropped 20 degrees, maybe in the Midwest, but definitely not where I am. So the conditions have been dangerous. Absolutely. And this was treacherous, ladies and gentlemen. And let me tell you something. I believe this is going to become the norm in the U.S. We're going to start seeing these temperatures more often. If you notice, a lot of things about the climate has changed on this planet. And the temperature is going up every single year. I did a video and I showed you the chart. It's going up every single year. I think those times when we have a cooler summer, we're going to start having a much hotter summer from now on. This is going to become more common, and I believe it's going to be much longer lasting on top of that. The effects of this, you're going to see it in roads. I saw some of the buckled up roads out there myself, and it's going to become, like I said, it's going to become much more common to see this in the U.S. Things that we heard happen in other parts of the country are now coming to pass here. There were several fatalities from this thing. I mean, it could possibly be more. I heard about a football player having a heat stroke, and he was 32 years old. I think it's a bad thing to try to be outdoors when these things occur. I know some people like to do things outdoors. It's just not a good idea. Let me see the name of that football. Um, Mitch Petrus died of a heat stroke on Thursday at 32. Wow, he was young. 32 years old. Wow. Yeah, it's just not a good idea to be out there, ladies and gentlemen. You know, sometimes you're just going to have to deal with the fact that it's just too dangerous to be out there and just stay indoors under your air conditioning. Being outdoors is just not a good idea at all. So you can see some of the roads in these images that buckled up. Let's see if I can get that bigger so you can see. I mean, this is a common thing that happens when, yeah, you can definitely see that. When the heat is intense, it is a very common thing to see asphalt buckle up. And there's been several reports around the country of people reporting these buckled up roads. You know, I've seen these before. It is, as soon as the temperature gets hot, the asphalt, it just doesn't hold up all that well, especially if you have days and days of it. Yeah. So, yeah, look like they're going to have to definitely get out there and fix that. Wow. But ladies and gentlemen, you know, all of you that are still enduring temperatures in the 90s, just be careful because it's not over quite yet for us. You know, they might have gotten a cold front in the Midwest, but we have not gotten one on the East Coast yet. So East Coast, New York City, directed office buildings, they're turning their thermostat at 78 degrees. Yeah, you know, last night before I went to sleep, they said I think there were like 30,000 up in New York that lost power. Yeah. So we did have a pretty bad thunderstorm last night. And I mean, the environment is so hot. Any rain you have is definitely going to be accompanied by a lot of lightning and thunder, and that's exactly what happened last night. So it did cool everything down a bit, but going back up to 92, I'm not happy about that, but it's nothing I can do about it. I just got to bear with it, right? It's not like I got to switch to control the weather. But ladies and gentlemen, right now, where I am, I believe we're in the low 80s. No, it's 79. So I'm going to take advantage of this 79 degrees while I can and get out there and attend to my garden. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.